This is the Umidigi One Pro, a phone that has a beautiful twilight color design, all-screen display with a notch, pretty good specifications, and it costs about $200 US. As always, let's take a look at all the pros and cons of this device so you can make a better buying decision yourself. Just before we start, make sure to check out the video description for all the links and show notes. The phone ships with all the usual stuff, and some extras include a nice soft TPU case to protect your phone. Once you pick the phone up, the first impression is that the phone is beautiful and compact. The phone sports a 5.8-inch display with tiny bezels, and therefore it is comfortable to hold in the hand. That display is pretty good. It is sharp, it's vivid, and it's hard to see that it does not have 1080p resolution. However, the panel could be brighter, as right now it's kind of hard to see it outdoors on a sunny day. The overall build quality is very good. The phone uses a thick metal frame, nice metal buttons that do not rattle, and glass on the front and rear. The twilight color looks really nice, and it is definitely the key design element of this phone, if you ask me. We have a dual camera system on the back and a 16-megapixel shooter on the front. Other highlights of this phone include a notification LED light, a hybrid dual SIM card tray with a microSD card support, and a headset jack. The fingerprint scanner is implemented on the side. It's pretty accurate, but as usual to budget phones, the display could light up a little bit faster. There is also a Face ID feature that works quite well, but it's not as reliable as the fingerprint scanner. The phone has dual stereo speaker system that is kind of good for a budget phone. Here is an audio sample. In terms of hardware, the MediaTek Helio P23 chipset is running the show. The gaming performance is kind of mediocre. You should expect to see quite a bit of stutter in games like Asphalt Extreme. There will also be some skipped frames in the games like Shadow Fight 3, and finally, the PUBG is playable only on low graphics settings, but there will still be quite a few skipped frames and a bit of lag. Overall, this is not the best phone for gamers unless you like playing games with reduced graphics settings. The Umidigi One Pro runs on Android 8.1 out of the box. We have stock Android user interface that I really love. There are no unnecessary or gimmicky features, and that means that the phone is very smooth and fast all the time. Even after installing plenty of apps and keeping them open in the background, I can report that the phone remains fluid and responsive all the time. Great overall performance. The overall image quality is pretty good for a budget device. Obviously, some pictures could have more detail and the colors may look a little bit punchier, but you can definitely take some nice photos with the main camera. Portrait shots use mostly software to mimic bokeh effect, but in general, some pictures can look nice on Instagram. Pictures taken in low light could have less noise and more detail. Selfie image quality is not the best, but it's quite decent. I would love to see more detail and sharpness in the images, but you can definitely take some okay looking images. If you want to record 1080p videos with this phone, I suggest you using Open Camera app to have continuous autofocus feature and slightly better video quality. The video looks okay, but there could be more detail and sharpness and less noise, a typical budget phone quality. Selfie video quality is pretty good for a budget device. As for the battery life, the Umidigi One Pro performs quite well. My record screen on time was over 7 hours, meaning that on average, you should expect to get about 6 hours of SOT. There is a fast charger in the box that can fully charge the phone in just about 1.5 hours. Finally, the device supports fast wireless charging, which is an awesome feature for a budget device. Connectivity-wise, the Umidigi One Pro is pretty good. Call quality has been good, I had no issues with signal reception, and GPS has been working fine. The device also has NFC and a few sensors, including a gyroscope for 360 content. The Umidigi One Pro is one of the nicest looking phones for the price, but it has a few cons. The display could be brighter for outdoor use, and gaming performance is just average. Other than that, you get a very beautiful phone that is also well built. It is compact, it performs really well on the daily basis thanks to Android 8.1. The main camera can take nice pictures in daylight, the battery life is pretty good, and get some extra features like wireless charging. At the end of the day, the Umidigi One Pro is a pretty good budget phone for the price, if you don't mind a few shortcomings. As always, you'll find all the links down below the video if you're interested, and please like the video if you liked it, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as usual, it was Linus, thank you for watching, and see you soon.